Welcome back to Flint Creek Transport. I want to show you guys a load of mulch getting unloaded. Guys just pulling around on the other side. It's truck 143. It's bringing down a load of mulch. This is middle of the day. Usually they wait till the end of the day, but we've been busy selling quite a bit and got to keep the bin stocked up, right?
What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
Doing all right.
It's pretty basic here. I mean, you got this big wide bin right here. The guys will back in. They do this all day long. Load after load. Back in at a garden center, dropping off a load of mulch. It's coming. So you can back up further, but what happens is these walk-in floors, if it was a belt, I probably would have backed up a little bit further, but with the walk-in floor, it can push. It has so much pushing pressure, you can slide that truck right front. And if you saw his little trick, he stayed right in the truck, turned his PTO on, and started walking the floor. That's by leaving that on. You can do that, but you got to be a little bit careful, because we have had trailers with the doors blown right out the back. Get up top here so you can see what's going on. What I was saying, some guys will back in the bin and turn on their PTO before they hop out of the truck, swing their doors open, and then pull the lever to unload the trailers. Sometimes they forget to shut that floor off. So I always say, do not start your PTO till your doors are open. The pushing power on these walk-in floors is amazing. He's got almost half his load off right here. He's gonna slide front a little bit. This stuff here will dye your clothes or your gloves, your boots. If I want my boots black, I would just walk in this stuff a little bit. So I don't know, I didn't time it, but that whole load, matter of 8 to 10 minutes. It does not take long at all. We're gonna see how well you laid that sweep tarp in, brother.
All right. I'm up for the test.
Whoa, look at that.
Look at that.
That's a professional.
Oh, I got lucky this time.
That's professional right there. Look at that. Didn't sweep it out or anything. You could even switch colors if you wanted.
I'm going to, too.
Yeah, what are you getting now?
Actually, we're doing playground, so it's a good thing we got a nice sweep.
Looks good, man. So now all you got to do is sweep off the back of the trailer. We try to have minimal spots for the stuff to hang up in. And I don't know if you've seen the video on the other trailer, or on that new trailer, we had put tarps along the back, but we haul so many loads that it just eventually just trips them out. If you're hauling a load a day, it'd be one thing, but we're hauling like 5 to 7, 8 loads a day. But that would keep all this clean. It's basically a tarp that lays in there and then flips out when you're unloading. And this whole back end stays nice and clean. When you get done, you just roll it back up in there and away you go. He's setting his sweep tarp up again. Guys, don't waste time. Truck number 143. And hence why we don't have 300-inch wheelbase trucks. You know, that's probably a 270, 265 maybe. You know, there's only so much space in here. Yeah, you could have got in with a bigger truck, but it does take a whole lot more time or more twisting. I know you can get in a lot of places, you just got to take your time, but sometimes when you're hauling in 5 to 7 loads a day, you know, that 300-inch wheelbase stuff gets kind of old. Let's go check in the shop. Let's go see how this new glider is making out. They've had it about 5 days, 6 days now, and they had a bunch of stuff to do to it. And I gave Trevor a camera. He's gonna shoot some video and kind of let you guys know what all they did to that truck. They did a great job getting it in, getting it out, and having a lot of the parts here. And that's the cool thing by having, you know, the same equipment, the same stuff to run, is that you know, when a new truck comes in or if we have an issue, we can have the parts in stock on our counter. So that makes it nice. So here's Trevor, guys.
So I got my DOT KYU numbers here. Little stickers, 152s. Take them out. Put them on this truck right here. Getting the hydraulic system set on it. Truck number 152. Got the first sticker on it. And boy, does it look a lot better when it says Flint Creek Transport. That's gonna go on the side box for now. I've got stickers ordered for on the door. They're not in yet, so at least that one will work right there. We'll be putting our DOT KYU numbers up there. Underneath here, this truck came with no hydraulics. Timothy's been putting things together. Got a bracket built here. We braced them off the back of the transmission right to there. We used a 1.5 inch supply. The best thing we can do for our hydraulics is keep them as much supply as they can get. That keeps them cool, that keeps them from cavitating. It's just the best you can do for your pump is to keep it full of oil. We use I believe it's a Chelsea PTO. We hook it to a Parker pump. This is a P51 pump. It's what they call a trash pump. This one has no pressure regulator to it. So in line of a pressure line, it feeds this here. It's called a tipper valve. This is something we get from D&W Diesel. They've dealt with us very nicely for several years now. They introduced us to this valve when it first came out. It came from Europe, and this has been a great addition to our hydraulic systems. It has a dump ability on it, and this here is the high-low pressure. We run a 2400 psi pump for the dump trailers. They don't need as much as the walk-in floors do. So in this here, there's a lock collar here and there's a lock collar here. There's an air cylinder in there that switches it from 3000 psi, which the trash pump up front supplies us very nicely with, to the 2400 psi, and it all goes out the one hose. This is pretty much what it looks like underneath. We run up through at a 45-degree angle. Kind of keeps everything flowing nicely, keeps them from being kinked off. Right now I've got a small tank right there on the ground. The neighbor shortened it up for us. Great guy to have down the road. Is a awesome welder, and stole the brackets off another truck we had sitting out back. So that's going to be temporary until we get this main tank right here. I'll go out here where you guys can see a little bit better. Oh, by the way, these jack stands are awesome for big projects like this. That way you don't have to have your other ones tied up. Set it at the place you want and you're all good. This tank here we're going to split. Most of our trucks have a split tank, about 60 gallons. This is a 150 gallon tank. We'll be splitting it 60-90. I think that math works out. It's end of the day. I'm ready to stop thinking. But we're going to be putting this tank right there on the frame, and it's coming along. Timothy's doing most of the work underneath here, get him what he needs, and I get to put stickers on. It's like a kid gets to play with stickers. One thing I forgot to mention that we do put in our systems is a return filter. So right off of that port right there will be the return line. It'll come down, and right in this area here underneath the truck is going to return into the back of the tank here eventually. So we're going to mount a high pressure hydraulic filter, and even though they're all closed systems, we hook one trailer to the next. flopping around trailers, it really does get some contamination in it at some point. You can't always keep everything clean. Just a little bit of water, a little bit of dirt, and it takes the pump out quickly. So we got 152 truck out, hooked it to a trailer. Timothy did braces on the bumper. There was none in there, and it really made the bumper wobble badly. Got everything set as far as we're going to do right now. He hooked her to trailer 312. I believe this is our oldest Titan, and for a 2012 it still looks pretty good. We did a couple of things. We had extra time. We put LEDs behind new red lenses. We like the red in the back here. All three of these sets are on a different switch, so it's kind of annoying to send 3 switches on just to do that. But the tank over there, I think I mentioned before that we're splitting that. I actually took that down to the weld shop this morning. This tank here we had made, got put on, and got her plumbed in. He made a nice bracket. We just take a 4-inch angle, turn it, put some caps on it, and run our bulkheads through. We don't have any of the fancy auxiliary switches in it yet. That'll come with time, see how the truck runs. Then he's taking her out for the first load, see how she goes before we give it to the driver, make sure there's no loop keys in our system. It's a system that we put together quite a few of, so I really think we're going to be okay. We ended up putting the emblems on the door. We had one on the sleeper door there, which I personally prefer, but you know what, it looks pretty good on the door too. You saw the stickers right there in the same spot. Cool thing about our stickers is they match the IFCOs this year. Yeah, that was not on purpose. I think in the future it definitely needs a visor, but we'll see how it runs. It looks a bit full over here on this side with the tanks, but like I say, that one will get split. We'll see what color they end up coming back, either polished or black or rhino line. I didn't think I'd like the silver color, thought maybe it'd be washed out, but I like it. See what we do later on, maybe get some stripes. Justin will let you know about that. We switched over the headlights from the other driver's other truck. We switched over all the CB antennas from up there. All the stuff in the cab, he had a couple things that he put in. We try and keep them, you know, their trucks are their trucks, so try and keep the stuff for them in there. I'll show you real quick, just a couple things. So when we bought the truck, it had the red lights up there. We switched the driver's light engine color blue instead of the regular white. But just little things like we put his extension up through there. And this is another thing, I don't know if any of you guys have done it, but this is an older style throttle pedal. I didn't realize it when we got the truck. Didn't even occur to me. But I want to see right up in there where the wire goes. It used to be that pedal that hangs off the front. We've got our other truck 150, a couple of the other ones have that pedal that hangs off the more up on the firewall, and I think we're gonna see what it's gonna take to put one of these in now that we have this truck that it's been done to. Forgot to mention, we are going to be changing out these brackets. They're literally held on one bolt just through the original pieces. I do not have those in stock right now. I had ordered them, they came in where the holes were too close together, so that will be getting changed. We'll see how this runs. There's not a lot of room right in here, and we're having troubles with another truck right now trying to get that all adjusted and set, and I believe that 5th wheel riser is the same. Like I said, I'm glad to see it going, and we'll see how she runs, see what little tweaks we got to get worked out of it. Man, we really need to get rid of that tank. When you walk in your shop, is this empty, you start getting worried that we don't have things to do, but then you realize, oh, there's a Ford in the shop. Everybody's got something to do now.
Beautiful weather. Heading out back. Instead of driving my truck, I'm like, I'm walking. It's too nice. So remember that truck I was telling you about that we're selling? Well, the time has come. Check this one out. So I'm here with Jason. What's up, Jason?
How you doing?
He's coming to pick up the truck. So you get to drive all the trucks back, huh?
Not all of them, but most of them.
You probably get to run a lot of different trucks.
A lot.
This is the one that's going. Got Tyler mowing. You know when you sell something, it always tugs a little bit. I don't know what it is. I hate selling stuff. But I love buying stuff. So, you know, if I want to buy, I have to sell. Paperwork is done. One down, 2 to go. I still got time on the others though. They still got some miles left on warranty. And so I'll probably hang on to those for a little bit here. Hopefully the truck market levels out a little bit. At the end of the day though, the trucks are priced higher now. So who knows? I do hope that truck serves somebody well. I don't wish anybody bad at all. But you know, I wave to that one a goodbye, and I'm like, I take this one all day long because of emissions. I know some of you guys too were asking about why, Justin, why do you buy tractors with, or wheel loaders with emissions? Emissions on these wheel loaders have been like, we put 4,000 hours on. We had a little hiccup right at first because we didn't know how to operate the emission system, but we put 4,000 hours, over 4,000 hours on the John Deere wheel loader and had no issues, and it's still under warranty. So I keep that stuff under warranty, but I'm not keeping it for 15,000 hours like our old ones. So I'm getting those into a schedule, rotation schedule. So I'm looking to swap them out, you know, every couple years. You know, basically when they get out of warranty, I'm going to try to swap them out and keep them decent, because I don't really have time to work. I say I don't have time to work on those. I look at it like this. Tech to work on those wheel loaders is cheaper per hour than somebody to work on a semi-truck. That's why I prefer to work on our own trucks. You go a tech nowadays, 180 to 220 bucks an hour for a semi-truck, and a wheel loader, they might be 135, 150. It's less, and it's something that also at the end of the day is a lot cheaper to swap out. A new wheel loader costs around 100 grand, whereas a new truck is double or way more than that. First day out, looks like it fits in our fleet pretty well, don't it? Guys are just getting back. Guy got back after the first day with it. Everything went well. All right guys, hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.